Sharon Tate's life was a blend of glamour, talent, and mystery. A rapid rise to Hollywood stardom marked by exhilarating successes and dark, personal challenges that ultimately culminated in a tragedy that shocked America. Born into a life of transient military existence, Sharon's early years were defined by constant change, an isolation that paradoxically highlighted her inborn beauty and charm. Even as a baby, she captivated the public by winning beauty pageants and blossomed into a starlet with a flair for performance, a foundation that hinted at the stardom to come. By her teenage years and early adulthood, she began her transition into acting. From securing extra roles in Italy to stepping into television cameos on popular shows, her magnetic presence gradually transformed her into a household name. Mentored by industry professionals, Sharon was carefully molded, hidden behind calculated images that maintained a sense of intrigue while building her resume. In the early 1960s, a series of quirky roles in film and television granted her exposure, but it was a subtle shift in her performances, quiet, mysterious, and captivating, that made critics take notice. She managed to balance the public perception of a charming blonde bombshell with roles that pushed her creative boundaries, hinting at a search for depth beyond surface appeal. Yet behind this luminous exterior, a more complicated personal life was unfolding. Entangled in a controlling and volatile relationship, Sharon faced emotional hardships and betrayals that contrasted starkly with her on-screen image. These personal struggles, including heart-wrenching decisions about motherhood, revealed a woman of inner strength who refused to be defined solely by her beauty. Beginnings and early promise. Sharon Tate was born on January 24, 1943, in Dallas, Texas, into a military family. Her father, Colonel Paul Tate, worked in Army intelligence, which caused the family to move frequently, leading to a tumultuous childhood. Growing up, Sharon was often the new girl at school, making it difficult for her to establish lasting friendships. However, this transient lifestyle did little to dampen her spirit. Instead, it fostered a strong sense of adaptability within her. Surrounded by both the glamour of military life and the challenges of constant change, she developed an early affinity for performance. At just 6 months old, she won her first beauty pageant, Miss Tiny Tot of Dallas. This early success in beauty competitions was a precursor to her later fame, with her grandmother secretly entering her into contests, showcasing her potential from a young age. As a teenager, Sharon's striking beauty became even more evident, and she continued to win beauty pageants, catching the attention of the entertainment industry. By the age of 16, Sharon had lived in 6 different cities across the United States and Europe, but it was in Italy that her destiny began to unfold. Enrolling at Vicenza American High School, she blossomed into a standout student, demonstrating not only her beauty, but also a growing confidence in her abilities. She took part in school plays and joined various clubs, refining her performance skills. Sharon's charm and elegance made her the center of attention, earning her accolades. This foundation of talent and poise would lay the groundwork for her rise to stardom in Hollywood. Rise in Hollywood. By her teenage years and early adulthood, Sharon began her transition into the world of acting. She started by securing extra roles abroad in Italy, where she honed her skills on film sets. Her move to Los Angeles marked a turning point, as she began stepping into television cameos in popular shows, showcasing her magnetic presence. Each small role gradually transformed her into a household name, and by the early 1960s, her talent could no longer be ignored. Mentored by industry professionals, Sharon was carefully molded, hidden behind calculated images that maintained a sense of intrigue while building her extensive resume. In a landscape defined by powerful male mentors, she navigated a complex world. Her exposure grew significantly when she landed quirky roles in series that showcased her beauty and charm. Critics took notice of her subtle shift in performance techniques. She began embodying characters that projected both innocence and eeriness. The public was captivated. Sharon was more than just a pretty face. She was branching out into a more profound acting style, engaging and intriguing the audience with her portrayals. Throughout this period, she managed to balance her public perception as a charming blonde bombshell while experimenting with darker roles that pushed her artistic boundaries. Each performance hinted at a deeper desire to explore the complexities of human emotion, showing a willingness to challenge herself in every project. Her unique approach established her as a rising star, paving the way for greater roles and commercial success. This momentum set the stage for Sharon Tate's future achievements in a career that was rapidly accelerating towards greater artistic heights and public acclaim. Breakthrough and controversial transformations. By the early 1960s, Sharon Tate found herself at a critical juncture in her career, redefining her public persona as she transitioned from a charming beauty to a captivating actress. Embracing roles that challenged the norms of traditional female characters, she began to draw attention for her versatility. Starring in quirky television comedies, her lighthearted performances balanced her image, yet revealed a deeper longing for meaningful work in film. Meanwhile, Sharon's style evolved, pushing boundaries that led to increasing scrutiny. In stark contrast to her earlier roles, she embraced characters with darker, more complex arcs. As she ventured into suspense and horror, such as in the film Eye of the Devil, audiences were struck by her haunting performances, which demanded more emotional depth and internal conflict. The juxtaposition between her glamorous appearance and the chilling roles she portrayed became a point of fascination and controversy. Critics took notice, deeming her not just a pretty face, but a talent worthy of serious acclaim. However, the unfolding drama of her personal life, intertwined with her burgeoning career, only added to the intrigue surrounding her. Relationships, particularly with influential figures such as Roman Polanski, brought both passion and turbulence, shaping the narrative of her life both on and off screen. As she combined beauty with intensity and raw emotion, Sharon Tate transformed into a figure symbolizing the clash between societal expectations and the modern woman's desire for authenticity. This artistic evolution positioned her uniquely within the film industry, preparing her for her peak moments, while also placing her at the intersection of fame, controversy, and tragedy, personal turmoil, and complex relationships. Behind the silver screen, Sharon Tate's life was anything but picture-perfect. She found herself entangled in a turbulent relationship with Roman Polanski, whose charm masked deeper issues. Their union, initially marked by passion and creativity, soon devolved into controlling dynamics and emotional strife. Roman, a brilliant director, had a vision for Sharon that often left her feeling confined, her once vibrant spirit dulled by his demands. Friends whispered about the emotional and physical battles that took place behind closed doors, the intensity of their arguments, which escalated from verbal confrontations to physical altercations, leaving Sharon grappling with her self-worth. Despite the turmoil, she remained fiercely committed, often believing that love could conquer all. The couple's tumultuous history was filled with highs and lows, from glamorous red carpet appearances to desperate moments of pain and confusion. Sharon's resilience became a defining trait, even amidst the chaos. As her career blossomed, so did the emotional strain, placing her at a crossroads: pursue her ambitions or remain shackled to a relationship that often felt suffocating. Each moment of success was tinged with the shadows of manipulation, leading her to question her personal aspirations amidst her partner's towering presence. Sharon's struggle with self-identity and autonomy was amplified by the very nature of her life in Hollywood, where perceptions can be deceptively glamorous, yet beneath the surface lies a much darker reality. She sought validation in her work, pouring her heart into roles that mirrored her internal struggles, battling the conflicting forces of love, ambition, and a need for freedom that ultimately shaped her tragic narrative. A turning point on the edge of dark fame. As Sharon Tate navigated the vibrant but volatile landscape of 1960s Hollywood, she found herself at a critical crossroads, where her emerging stardom collided with the shadows around her. At the height of her career, she was thrust into the limelight, becoming the face of a generation defined by sex, style, and rebellion. Yet, This transformation brought with it a grave tension, which was palpable and menacing. Tate's roles evolved, moving her from the playful surfer girl in Don't Make Waves to a beguiling presence in darker narratives, reflecting a spectrum of human experience that fascinated audiences and critics alike. Her choice to dive into the realm of psychological thrillers, however, was more than just a career pivot. It was a reflection of her complex personality, revealing a woman longing to break free from the confines of the blonde bombshell stereotype. The film, Eye of the Devil, where she played a witch, marked a pivotal moment in her artistic journey. Engaging with themes of the occult, it stirred speculation about her own curiosity towards the esoteric. This intersection of beauty and darkness ignited intrigue, but it also positioned her precariously near danger as the boundaries of her public persona blurred. While basking in success, darkness loomed larger as her marriage to Roman Polanski unfolded. What started as a passionate love story soon morphed into a tale of emotional turmoil, control, and betrayal. As Polanski's controversial fame ascended, Tate's existence became wrapped in a complex web of both admiration and scrutiny. The eerie undertones of her films presaged a chilling foreshadowing of the horrors that lay ahead, hinting at a tragic fate awaiting not just a starlet, but a woman yearning to find her own voice amid dark fame. The Fateful Night, an unthinkable tragedy. On the night of August 8, 1969, a profound sense of normalcy blanketed the life of Sharon Tate as she prepared for the arrival of her first child, just days away. Earlier in the evening, she had shared dinner with friends, including her ex-boyfriend Jay Sebring, in a comforting ambience of El Coyote Cafe. Little did she know that her idyllic evening would soon spiral into chaos. Just after midnight, horror erupted at her home in the Hollywood Hills. Guided by Charles Manson's chilling orders, his followers descended upon her residence with the intention to instigate terror, and they did just that. As they invaded the sanctuary of her home, chaos unfurled, with panic and confusion reigning supreme. Sharon was taken by surprise, and despite being 8.5 months pregnant, she fought desperately for her life, a life filled with promise and dreams yet to be fulfilled. The attackers, immersed in a terrifying frenzy, inflicted horrendous violence. Sharon would plead for her life, appealing to her attackers to spare her unborn child, a haunting cry for mercy that would go unanswered. Witness accounts reported that she tried to bargain for her safety, desperately wanting to live long enough to bring her baby into the world. Tragically, within moments, she would be stabbed multiple times. Alongside her, her friends were also brutally attacked. The aftermath of this vicious crime would not only shatter the lives of those who loved her, but would change the very fabric of Hollywood. The nation was left in shock, reeling from the brutality of the Manson family, a crime that would symbolize a dark turning point in American culture. Sharon Tate's life, marked by both dazzling success and unimaginable tragedy, remains a deeply impactful narrative within American culture. Her rise to stardom, achieved through relentless determination and undeniable talent, exemplifies the challenges faced by women in the entertainment industry during a time of great societal change. Despite the glamour and allure associated with her career, Sharon struggled deeply with personal relationships, particularly with Roman Polanski, whose controlling dynamics often wove complexity into her life. This juxtaposition of public beauty and private battles paints a haunting portrait of a woman striving for both love and autonomy. As she stepped into more challenging and diverse roles, Sharon not only showcased her acting prowess, but also reflected a deeper yearning to redefine her identity, beyond the confines of being just a blonde bombshell. Tragically, the brutal end of her life at the hands of the Manson family serves as a stark reminder of the darker sides of fame and the fragility of existence. In her final months, Sharon spoke of hope, motherhood, and a longing for happiness, encapsulating the dreams she held for herself and her unborn child. Her story, therefore, does not merely end in tragedy. It solidifies her status as a cultural icon whose legacy encourages conversations about empowerment, personal struggle, and the importance of mental health in the relentless pursuit of success. Sharon Tate's story continues to resonate, prompting reflection on the complexities and often harsh realities behind the glamorous facade of Hollywood.